Welcome back. We are in Star Trek Voyager Across the Unknown. We're going to give it another go ahead. We have customized difficulties now, so I could just go here and do survival like I did before, but let's check out what we can customize here and see what we have our journey. So we have challenge mode, which disables manual saves. I'm going to leave that disabled. Mutiny, we can either have it enabled or disabled. We'll keep it enabled. Homesick morale penalty per sector 5. Morale penalty sector starts in sector 3 and gets worse with each sector. We can spend too much time in the sector penalty, which is either enabled. Spend too much time, start at 140. Oh, okay, so we can set what kind of turn it sets at. We could reduce the resource size. We can have the base storage capacity. Enemy combat power we can have be a little weaker if we feel like we are dying a little too long. Even the dialogue checks can be easier, very easy, extremely easy. That's kind of awesome. Construction times, we can lower the construction times, the research time, and the crew treatment time if we need. We can set the away missions to be easier. The XP we can actually increase or decrease. We can increase how much XP we get as well. And points of interest, positive outcomes is default, more likely, very much more like, or much more likely. That's kind of awesome. Now, if we go into survival here, which is what we did before, we can see that that's pretty much what it was set at. And I know we are just going to go back in and start a survival game.
So, a few days back, this Captain Janeway breezes into my cozy penal colony like she owns the place. She's stern and smells like coffee and regulations. And the kicker? She's served with my old man on the Albatani. Turns out her security chief, Tuvok, was playing spy on a Maquis ship that vanished in the Badlands. Now Janeway needs that missing ship found, and because of my past associations, I'm apparently the resident expert on the Badlands. I find the missing Maquis. She puts in a good word for me at my next parole review. Simple. Still, the view is infinitely better than a holding cell. It's not every day you get a front row seat on a brand new Intrepid-class starship's maiden voyage. The USS Voyager. Might even get to touch the helm.
Alright, gentlemen, welcome to Voyager. Alright, yep, Ensign Kim's fresh from the academy. Now, I was thinking that maybe I should have changed some of the difficulties. I think this is my 4th time restarting this game to try to see how much further I can get. And Ensign Kim, I trust you already met Tom Paris. Yes, I believe they met on Deep Space Nine. Pilot extraordinaire. So yeah, so we'll see how this goes. We'll take it slower, try to be smart with how we do things, and yes, we'll get through hopefully this first sector fairly quickly. It's all pretty straightforward and very tutorialized. So yeah, let's head on into the Badlands and look for the Maquis Raider, and we're gonna get whisked away. Alright, the Badlands, a treacherous region of space where violent plasma storms can cripple even the most advanced starships. Alright, scanners are picking up no other vessels in the system, Captain. It's your time to shine, Mr. Paris. Any idea where your former colleagues may be hiding? Alright, the displacement beam is heading towards us. Alright, 5 seconds. Brace for impact. Here it comes. Alright, crew regains consciousness. They find their bridge is in total devastation. Yep, first officer's dead. Doctor's dead. So many people dead. Okay, bridge to sick bay. Okay, we're in gray mode, so we're going to have to get some fuel here. Yes, and we need stellar cartography back online. We'll go ahead and switch that on. We're not in the Badlands anymore. No, we are far, far away. Far, far away next to the array. The Delta Quadrant? How? Alright, yes. Traversing the sector. So let's go ahead and scan some things. There we go. We got some fuel there. Yes, thank you very much. Yes, we are good. Okay, yeah, and we will go ahead and see what we can do. Fantastic. So now we can get off gray mode and be able to activate more of the ship. Yes, thank you very much. So, here we go. Let's turn that on. And now we gotta go back to the array. Let's go ahead and try hailing them. And we will go ahead and scan for life signs, of course. I'll scan the array. Nope, we failed that one. Sensors can't penetrate. We'll have to see for ourselves. I want transport room ready. So we are getting ready for our first away mission. Oh no, we need some metals first. That's right. Alright, well, we'll head there. And yeah, this first sector is just kind of hand-holdy. So I don't need to worry about it too much. I mean, maybe we'll try to repair a little bit ahead of schedule, but... There we go. Alright, Mr. Parasite, of course, for the array. We need time to get some answers. Hit the wrong button, try to reveal stuff. We just need to fly there. And now we prepare for our first away mission. Alright, so yes, of course, we are going to take Harry and Tom Paris. That is the only people we have. And we start with the first one. So they seem to materialize in the middle of a cornfield, this place. It's eerily similar to Earth, but something's off. Any suggestions on what to do next? So we can look for any footprints or scan for any life signs. Let's see. Used Harry on this first one, see how it goes. And our dice roll is successful. So Harry and Tom use their tricorders to scan for life signs that detect a strange energy spike emitting from a nearby area. Following the readings, they navigate through the corn and find a farm with people working the fields. An old man sits on the porch nearby of a nearby farmhouse, strumming a banjo. Captain, this old man seems harmless enough. He might know what's going on here. How should we approach him? So we could try to read his body language for any clues. We'll get 5 research points. And that probably is the closest one that we have. So I'm okay getting just 5. That'll be okay. Perfect. Harry and Tom discreetly observe the old man, trying to analyze his body language. Something feels off, like he is putting on an act. But they can't quite put a finger on why. The old man seems perplexed by their presence, muttering about Harry and Tom being early, and how it's not their turn yet. He invites them to stay on the farm and wait, offering them some fresh corn cobs. The old man isn't much help. We'll try to find the Maquis ourselves. There's a large barn behind the farmhouse. The tricorder readings are off the charts. There is definitely something strange about it, especially that brick wall. So, we can use both of them if we want to try to find a way to break the illusion in the wall, and we will receive some fuel for that. That is probably our easiest thing to do, and we'll take some free fuel. I mean, it will fatigue the two of them at the same time, but I think that'll be okay. Harry and Tom try to disrupt the energy field, causing a flicker in the air, but before they can break the illusion, the people from the field burst in. Wielding farm tools as weapon, the old man appears and reveals the barn as an illusion, the back wall dissolving to show a bluish glowing room where unconscious people, including a tattooed man and a half Klingon woman, lie on surgical tables. So, we can either wake the tattooed man or wake the half Klingon woman. Now, This will get us some medals, but we could fail it. But let's give it a shot. Fantastic. We rush towards the tattooed man, hoping to shake him awake. As he reaches out, the old man stops him, looks at concern on his face. Before Tom can react, the blinding white light fills the room and everything goes blank. Fantastic. That is our first mission, of course, complete. We have awoken Chakotay and are now back on Voyager. However, Harry Kim is no longer with us. So now we have to find Harry. So, what happened over there? We lost contact with you for several hours, and he says, like, what? We've only been there an hour, right, Harry? And he is still on the array, but you were released and not. The Maquis are handling this, Captain, putting them on screen, and there is Chakotay. So we each have one of our own, so now they're going to beam over to our ship, and we will be greeted with Tuvok as well. Despite Janeway's invitation, the arrival of Chakotay and his Maquis crew on the bridge is fraught with tension. Both sides remain wary as they prepare to discuss their shared predicament. Captain, this is Tuvok Mai. Oh, I know who he is. I'm glad you're back, Tuvok. As my captain, Commander Chakotay, I must inform you that I was assigned to infiltrate your crew. Were you going to deliver us to Starfleet's waiting hands, Vulcan? Correct. However, I assure you I perform my duties aboard your ship to the highest standards. Charming. And I see you have Paris with you too. Are you forming a Maquis Traders Club, Captain? You win some, you lose some, Commander. Let's focus on bringing Torres and Kim back from the array. We can't get back inside. They've sealed the entrances and are blocking incoming hails. So we need to get down to engineering and bypass whatever's jamming our communications. So now we got to fix more of our ship. Yep. Prioritize life support on core decks. We will switch that on. Life stored on Captain 5. The office is now accessible, and of course it is a damage, and we need to repair it, which will take 2 cycles. So now it's time to scan systems, do all that fun stuff, and see what we can do. We might as well go ahead and get some more fuel and metals. Alright, we'll go ahead and enter the ship. We now have an additional work team. So we have 2 work teams. Okay, logically we should focus on deck 2 in the mess hall. Yes. So let's go ahead and switch that on. And yes, more damage, more damage, more damage. So yeah, so we have 2 work teams up here. So let's go ahead and send one to repair that. And yeah, we need to go ahead and start opening up rooms. We have homeless people, if you will. Let's go ahead and just take some of that. We can only keep 1,000, so we'll go ahead and get more metals while we wait. I think with metals, yeah, we can only keep 100, so this will be pretty much it for now. I guess we can just scan the rest of the sector. And they are going to be ready in like 2 cycles. So let's go ahead towards metal. There we go. So the mess hall is repaired and complete. And we will switch to replicator rations, which will, I believe, bring down our fuel a little bit more. But our morale is now only going down by 30 instead of 80. So let's go ahead and while we're here, before it asks me to do anything else, we'll get the shield generator up and running. So now with that removed, we can start building emergency crew quarters. Which we will do. And we have a hail now from the caretaker. Well, let's head back to the system real quick. And we might as well, I think, go ahead and... Okay, it wants me to... There we go. Yeah, we'll get a little bit more Even though it will be full, fantastic. So now we will go ahead and answer the hail from the caretaker. So they've been jamming our system, has been neutralized. We should be able to establish communications. And there he is, the old man. Yes, why are you back? Why are you bothering me? Yep, that's the old guy with the banjo, though he seems a lot less jellyfish back on the array. They just want their people back. Okay, so let's go ahead and scan the array first. And no signs of them. Okay. So, shall we appeal to his humanity? Which is a 75% chance. 75 and 75. This time around, let's go ahead and let Chakotay talk. We won't do that. We've struggled for too long to be pushed around. Return our crew or you'll find out what the Maquis are capable of. The struggle for survival is a heavy burden, but I have no time for this. There just is not enough time. Time for what? To ensure their survival. Let's go ahead and say whose survival? No, your people may just hold the key to their survival, and I must hurry. No, you're stealing my time. Don't you understand? I don't have time. Not enough time. Captain, if I may, I have observed that the array has been sending energy pulses towards the 5th planet of the neighboring system. Alright. Yep, and we're going to work together to get our crew back. Yes. We'll go to the sector, and we will go ahead and head that way. Perfect. Let's go ahead and enter the ship. We will build more crew quarters, emergency crew quarters that is. And fantastic. And now that has been built. Let us go ahead and clear that room as well. As optional here, we can clear more rooms and build emergency quarters for the entire crew. So, of course, always, every time I feel like we enter a sector, even though I think this is just going to have some fuel, there is some science there. There's nothing there to scan, so that would be kind of useless. Perfect. Well, let's go ahead and get some fuel since we are running a little bit low. And we will build more emergency quarters. Top off our fuel real quick and head on over to the 5th planet of the system, the Okampa. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and clear that ruined room. Alright, let's continue. Okay, following the array's energy pulses, Voyager discovers a desert planet with a harsh, unforgivable climate. So let's go ahead and do a general scan of the planet. Alright, all the basic characters of an M-class planet, but no ocean, no rivers, nothing. However, there are settlements. Why would anyone want to live here? Alright, so we can't analyze the planet's atmosphere because we do not have a science laboratory, so let's leave it at that. Let's go ahead and check the energy impulses. And yes, they are consistently targeting a single location, a barren piece of desert. I recommend the away team investigates the area. The interval between each pulses has decreased by 0.47 seconds since we left the array, so they're getting faster. And let's prepare our away team. But first we have to meet Neelix. Alright, small ship is approaching and they are hailing us on screen. And a peculiar alien with a mischievous grin greets Voyager from his chaotic vessel. Neither Starfleet nor the Maquis have ever seen such a species before. Greetings, looking for something on this dusty old rock. Would we find anything, Mr. Neelix, I've been on a ship like... I've never seen a ship like yours, let me guess. You were whisked away from somewhere else in the galaxy and brought here against your will. Sounds as though you've heard the story before. Oh, thousands of times. Well, hundreds of times. Maybe 50 times. But the caretaker has been bringing ships here for months now. The caretaker? That's what the Okampa call him. He probably snatched some of your crew too, right? They're likely down on the planet with the Okampa. But Captain, it's a tricky place. Dangerous. You could use a guide. But, of course, the guide needs a little, compensation. Sounds fair. Wonderful. To be honest, I've had it rough recently. These pesky void voles have been nibbling away at my supplies. Some food and water would be most welcome. Yep, you can have all the food and water you need. Okay, so Neelix is recruited. So let's repair Voyager systems, or we can skip cycles. Let's go ahead and get some research points while we can. For a max of 30, and we got that. Fantastic. So now Neelix is ready. So let's go ahead and accept that. Ah, yes, tomato soup. He's something of a culinary wizard himself. We need your assistance. Ah, yes. Scan the southern continent and look for a range of dead volcanoes at the foot of you'll find the Kazon Olga encampment. Many different sects of Kazons throughout this quadrant. Sorry that if I'm going a little bit fast, but we've all seen all this stuff before. This is our second go through. And this is all just kind of hand-holdy tutorial. There's really nothing. I don't think we can even fail it here in the first one. Alright, water is a precious commodity around these parts. The Olga, they mostly get their water through trade, so a little liquid diplomacy may go a long way. And let's prepare the away team. Alright, so we're sitting at 19 cycles. Let's go ahead and make our way back to Okampa since we do have some fuel. The emergency quarters have been finished. Outstanding. And now let's look towards getting our science laboratory back online. Room is finished. Fantastic. I'm not going to build any more emergency quarters because those only take up 2 slots. And these ones up here I only have 3. So let's get our phaser room control repaired. And there we go. Science laboratory has been fixed. And we'll work on this, and we can build a emergency quarter there in that 2-part one. So let's go ahead and send the away team. We of course want Neelix. I think we want a survivalist, so we will take Chakotay. We don't have an innovator to take, so I think we're gonna want some science, so we probably should take Tuvok here. Okay, the away team materializes in a small valley between the dead volcanoes. The sun burns down on them mercilessly. Okay, anyways, yeah. Captain, our tricorders are malfunctioning probably because of the energy impulses. How do we get our bearings? Well, we will, of course, use our survivalist here. And using his survival skills, the position of the sun, Chakotay determines the cardinal directions and navigates. So a sandstorm is hiding our way. We must find cover fast. So we can analyze the area and evaluate the best cover for the storm. There's a pretty decent chance of failure. We can build a temporary shelter from what we find. Now, Tuvok has a little bit better of a success rate, so let's go ahead and use him. Perfect. The away team quickly analyzes the terrain, discovering a natural crevice offering the best protection from the storm. So, alright, Captain, we reached the settlement. How should we approach? So we can let Neelix do the introductions. We needed to bring a Talaxian, so we might as well bring the Talaxian, or use him in this situation. Okay, Neelix bounds forward, greeting the Kazon Olga in his usual boisterous manner. The women and children seem to recognize him, but their expressions are skeptical rather than welcoming. The men approach cautiously, weapons in hand. A tall Kazon emerges from the settlement. Jabin, their leader, at the sight of Neelix, his face darkens. In the background, a badly bruised young woman who looks nothing like the Kazon, but more like a human with pointy ears, peers around the corner. Seems like the Kazon don't find Neelix as charming as he led us to believe. How should we appease them, Captain? We can offer water in exchange for information about the Ocampa. It's got about a 50-50 chance. We can demonstrate strength to keep the Kazon at bay, which we could use too if we wanted to. Assure them you have no bad intentions. Again, we could use 2 here for this one, and it'll help our morale. We're going to be able to get plenty of medals, I think, here in this first system. So the away team calmly explains their peaceful intentions, emphasizing the desire to find their missing crew. Their diplomatic approach eases the tension, and Jobin explains that the Ocampa live underground and their access is controlled by the caretaker, who also provides the only source of water. As proof, Jobin points to the bruised woman he is holding as a slave, an Ocampa. He explained that she is one of the few who have managed to reach the surface. Suddenly, Neelix grabs a phaser. He points it at Jobin and demands the Ocampa woman be freed. Yes, so now we have risk. Things are getting out of hand, and here we have a critical choice, a lasting choice. So we can appease and carefully withdraw, which if we use both of our fatigue people again, we will win and we'll get some morale. We can secure a retreat with phaser fire, which again we can use both, and we'll get some fuel and some metals. So let's go ahead and do that one. And yeah, I believe that has successfully completed the mission, and we get some level ups as well. Fantastic. And yes, Kess is now here. The 1-year-old that Neelix is in love with, but I digress. And, yep, she wants to repair crew. And we need to build a transport modifier. Okay, so we can ask Kess about what she knows about the caretaker, ask Kess about Neelix, how they met, or ask Kess about why she came to the surface. And you know what? I don't think it'll lead to anything. Like, I don't know if choosing these options leads us to other dialogue because we know stuff. It probably does. So let's just get in the habit of, you know, doing any optional things that we can for our best option of succeeding. And see what she can tell us about the caretaker, of course. And okay, we have things to do. So the science lab is back online, and we can start researching a signal amplifier, which is going to take 3 turns, or 3 cycles. We have 1 cycle remaining there for that. We are full on all that stuff, so let's go ahead and just wait a cycle, which will give us our phaser control room. And now we can work on sick bay, which will also take 3 cycles. So let's go ahead and wait a cycle. And now we have our signal amplifier has been researched, but we of course need to build the blueprints. But we can now do some researching. So let's see and look to see what we may want to do. And I think plasma torch to start with is pretty decent. It'll give us more research for clearing rooms, which right now is kind of a lot of what we're doing. Alright, sickbay is now back up and running, so we will activate the emergency medical hologram program. Please state the nature of the medical emergency. Doctor, our chief medical officer is dead. You have to take care of sickbay now and this patient, Kess. No need for concern. I am capable of treating any injury, disease. Okay. So, with that up and running, we do have a work crew. We have 2 work crews available. So we're going to need to repair the workshop. I think we are also going to want to build another bit of emergency crew quarters. So now heading back to the system, let's go ahead and grab ourselves some metals since we are not currently clearing out rooms. But now we can actually build the signal amplifier, which is going to take some metals as well. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get our torpedo launch bay up and running. We'll try to max out our potential. There we go. And we gain some science points. Outstanding. We get some fuel here as well while we wait. Okay, our emergency quarters have been built. So, I think let's work towards there. Maybe we'll also build a cargo bay, I think, is something we're going to want to do. Alright, the signal amplifier is done. We have our torpedo bay up and running. And we will clear that room as well and make our way to Ocampa. Alright, let's go ahead and send the away team. Let's try to get our people back. So I think we will take Chakotay, and now we need a little bit of engineering, which might be, we'll take Tom, see how this goes. Upon materializing near the tunnel's entrance, a group of Kazon is already there, tinkering with the security barrier in frustration. As soon as they notice the away team, they flinch in fear and back off a bit. "Watch out," shouts one of them. "The foreign warriors are back." Captain, the Kazon seem hesitant, almost feel fearful. "What are our orders?" "Bluff to open fire. If they don't retreat, count to 3. We'll get 8 medals. Ignore the Kazon and proceed directly into the tunnel entrance." Let's go ahead and do that. We don't need to keep bluffing with our power. The Olga, the Kazon Olga, I don't think really is what we have to deal with too much. It's the Kazon Nistrum or something like that. Alright, Captain, we reached the tunnel entrance using the transporter signal amplifier now to find possible breaches in the security barrier. So we can use the amplifier, or we can breach the barrier, or locate breaches in the barrier. Alright, let's use Tom Paris because I think Kess is going to be used within the next couple. Unfortunately, we failed that one. While it detects fluctuations in the barrier, it cannot pinpoint a suitable breach, but they do make it in. And now we can use the Ocampa trait, Kess, here, to talk with the other Ocampa to find out where they are located. We find them in the medical facility. So, we now have B'Elanna and Harry in tow, and we need to get out of there because the collapsing tunnels. So we have some risk involved. We can clear a path through the debris with just Chakotay, hopefully get it through. We can lead them through the collapsing tunnels with an easy victory here. The next one, we're going to need science and medical, so let's just use Chakotay here for the guaranteed win. And we quickly navigate through the collapsing tunnels and dodge falling debris. So we can stabilize the transporter signal amplifier by adjusting the frequency modulation, or we can analyze the tremor's interference patterns and recalibrate the transporter signal. So, last time we used Tom and it failed, so let's go ahead and go for some extra science points here. Hopefully Kess can make it through. She does. The team analyzes the tremors and interference pattern and quickly recalibrates the transporter signal. And we make it back up onto Voyager. So there we are. We have a couple level ups as well. And we have recruited B'Elanna, and Harry Kim are back. So, Miss Torres, welcome aboard Voyager. I am Captain Catherine Janeway, and Ensign Kim, it's good to have you back in one piece. Yeah, long story, they're working with Starfleet, and unfortunately, B'Elanna, you were going to be working with them for a very long time. Let's find out what we can, huh? And yes, Tuvok is piecing together all the information he needs to understand that the caretaker is dying and that he probably caused them to lose all their water and atmosphere, or not atmosphere, but all that stuff turned into the desert, and feels responsible, so he needs to do what he can, but he is dying. And yes, we need to get them to sickbay because they have a disease, and the doctor will be able to, of course, save them from their cellular disruption. Okay. Has been introduced to their DNA. Yeah, he's trying to make caretaker babies. And yes, there he finds a mere 5 years worth of energy. In addition to his frequency, he's running out of time, his urgency. He needs a successor, yes. Okay, we need to be more approative, and the Vulcan's right. If that overgrown energy blob won't send us home, we'll have to blast our way out. Phasers, torpedoes, the whole shebang. Yep, and because we have built them up while we were doing other stuff, we are ready to go. But we need to do a little fake mission first, or a little, fake battle, which will be fine. We are going to use Paris, I think him and Kim should be
What are your orders,
fine. So we are going to go ahead and we're going to start by attacking their
Moving to attack the
shields.
port side, Captain.
We're going to go ahead and wait for... Yep.
Ability ready, Captain.
But we're still out of range, so we want to hold off just a bit while Tuvok calms down.
Ability ready, Captain. Enemy
We're going to
shields
hack
destroyed,
their
Captain.
shields. We'll use some maneuvers, why not, while we're here. Alright, let's go ahead and now attack
Moving
their
to attack the
weapons.
front, Captain. Ability ready, Captain. Enemy shields destroyed, Captain.
There we go, we got the enemy shield destroyed. We're using Tuvok's ability, of course. Alright, now can we go ahead and attack... No, we'll keep
Moving to
attacking the
attack
weapons.
front, Captain. Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain. Ability ready, Captain.
There we go, and a victory. Baby's first battle. Yep, the objective was... And the Valjean will be with us, so we're going to have to now make our way into the next sector, of course. Alright, the Ruin Room is ready to go. Let me see, what else do I want to deal with? I think we're going to go ahead and work on the area. Oh, no, we don't have any tritanium. Okay, can we work on... Nope, we don't have any tritanium as well, so we'll go ahead and just keep working on the Ruined Room. That should be okay. We'll finish that Ruined Room, and now what we're going to want to do, though, is build a cargo bay. And actually, in fact, we're going to build 3 cargo bays right across that sector of the ship. Now we only have 17 cycles left of fuel, so... Oh, and fantastic, we got the plasma torch has been completed. Now, I think I'm going to do a small battery compartment as well here in the engineering one, just for later, I think, when we're going to be needing to be able to save some power here. And yeah, now we'll make our way towards the array. The cargo bay has been completed, so this one we will keep for fuel. We're going to build another cargo bay that we will be using for, I think, metals, and this one we'll use for food. Now we do still have 2 homeless people. So hold on, let's return later. And let's go to the ship. But what I want to do is probably what we'll do up here, maybe, is, well, we have a battery compartment there. So we might have to hold off just in case. We'll see what happens, and we'll just unlock like another level, more than likely. All right, let's go to the array. And I will not try to go home. We're going to play the game, so we will destroy the array, of course, as the Kazon come to meet us, and we'll have to fight them off. So it seems we were expected, Captain. It's the Kazon. The lead ship is hailing us. They're probably not calling to chat. I'll have the Maquis Raider manned. You'll have our support if this turns into a fight. What are you doing here? Do you truly believe you can defeat us? All we care about is getting home. We will beam over to the array and see if we can arrange that. That's all. After your display of firepower, we do not fear you, but we are not fools. We have no dispute with you, then leave. The array is ours. This is absurd. We have no intention of challenging you. The array is mine. Leave or face my wrath. No, we cannot discuss it like 2 civilized people. All right,
What are your orders, Captain?
Those, and we're going to go ahead and start working on
the port side, Captain.
Their shields. I don't know if I really need to use...
Shields down, Captain.
All right, we got shields down in front, so what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to defend our bow.
Defend the front, Captain.
And we'll go ahead and hack their shields. Oh, torpedo incoming. I like that's a little new.
Ability ready, Captain.
They did have some UI fixes in this pretty decent size update that came out on the 1st, so a few weeks ago. Or wow, sorry, a few days ago. All right, our ally is working pretty hard.
Destroyed, Captain.
No,
Enemy
we're
shields
doing
destroyed, Captain.
Okay. I think we'll go ahead and we'll keep doing that. Let's go ahead and now attack their weapons.
Ability ready, Captain.
Let's go ahead and do a little bit of evasion here while we hack their shields.
Enemy is fled, Captain.
Outstanding. So now what we're going to want to do is we are going to want to go ahead and attack.
Go
ahead and attack their port side. Here, hopefully still...
Ability ready, Captain.
Protect our front. Don't know where the ship's going there. Let's go ahead and now let's attack their weapons.
Front, Captain.
We're kind of going in the opposite direction.
Ability ready, Captain.
I don't. It's it's all kind of automatic, so I don't know where
Ability
they're
ready, Captain.
going. So let's go ahead and hack their shields, and there we go. We got a victory. Seemed like we were going in circles there a little bit. Now our hull is down to 55%, but we should be okay. And yes, we can hire allied ships. And yeah, he'll keep it close by, but he's called some reinforcements. We need to hail the array. Well, aren't you persistent? You need to send us back where we came from. Impossible, barely enough to survive. Optional, you must let the Akampa go. You did what you can, but it's time for them to care for themselves. But they're children. Yep, confront him. Ah, they're explorers from another galaxy. We had no idea our technology would be so devastating to their atmosphere. She went off to look for more interesting places. Send us home. And yes, more have arrived. And of course now, the caretaker dies. And we couldn't destroy the array or try to send us home. It ends up being like, I think, a 50-50 chance, but we're going to destroy the array. We're going to stay in the Delta Quadrant and try to get to further sectors, systems, if you will. And fire. Let's go ahead and destroy this thing. And with that destroyed, B'Elanna gets mad, but we'll be okay. Chakotay's on our side. And yeah, now it's time to, the Kazon's gonna flee. And we're gonna have to give a rallying speech. Alright, so we're sitting pretty good with everything there. Let's go ahead and head on to this third system here. Alright, the cargo bay has been finished. Both of them have been finished. This one is actually going to be used for metals. And this one is going to be used for food. So now we have 1,500, 150, and 1,500 as well. Now, we still... Oh, no, we do have some titanium. Let's go ahead and get the Aero Shuttle Bay up and running. I think we're also going to want to... Oh, we don't have 45, but that's okay. Alright, the Aero Shuttle Bay has been done, so now it will do that. But, of course, we are going to want to put a hero here. And Neelix will give us +5 morale. Let's go ahead... Whoa, 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 whoa. Head on into sick bay. We'll put the doctor in here, of course. And usually I have Chakotay here in the Aero Shuttle Bay. So let us... We might as well clear some debris while we have the chance. I don't believe... Oh, we can. Let's go ahead and assign some people to repair the hull. Why not? And the small battery compartment has been completed. So, I think what we want now is regular crew quarters. Because we are going to have a lot of homeless people here. Because the Maquis will be joining us. And we can start doing stuff like that. Now, I believe that's all the rooms completed. And let's go ahead and scan this sector. Since we kind of want... we want to give our research maybe some time. See what we can find out, because right here... Let's go ahead, let's get some research points while we can. We'll have to get some fuel as well here pretty sick. Yep, yeah, we'll get some more fuel. That's not a problem. Let's just bring up a sample. We just need a little bit. That's all. And yeah, just enough to top us off. Fantastic. Let's get some more research. Let's go for a little heavier. Okay, not too bad. We'll try to complete this before heading out. And we have a new trade offer. Let's go ahead and go for the big one here. Alright, not too bad. Let's go to our ship. We go down here to the aerial shuttle bay. We can lose 30 metal to get fuel, but we're going to go ahead and dismiss this. Really, I just want this shuttle bay, or the aerial shuttle bay. And we have completed crew quarters. So a high morale threshold bonuses are increased by 20%. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and go to our ship here. And I think what we can do here now is build ourselves... Oh, no, we need some metals. Okay, that's not the end of the world. Let's just go for the regular 500. Outstanding. So that gives us up to 23, and we get a morale boost. Let's get some metal here. I mean, we are working on our hull as well. And that should hopefully put us over the 50... Alright, so we got 20. Let's go ahead. We'll go here, and then we'll head on up to the market destination in the third system. Give our morale speech. and head on off, I think, to the next sector, potentially. "70,000 light years from home. It seems we're in this together, Commander. Your decision didn't win you any friends, Kazon, Maquis, and Starfleet, but I respect you for it. Their anger is justified, but we have more pressing concerns. 2 crews on 1 ship, stranded in the Delta Quadrant, fighting for survival. I know a thing or two about survival. The Maquis are a motley crew. We had to learn to put our differences aside and work together to coexist." Coexist, Well, Commander, I'd like to offer you the position of Voyager's first officer. First officer? You're willing to trust a Maquis with that responsibility? I'm learning to adapt. This is a new beginning, a chance to forge a new path together. 27 crew have joined Voyager, as I said. Neelix, Kess, you wanted to see me? Do you need anything else before you leave? Supplies, water, medicine. Well, that's what we wanted to discuss. We'd like to go with you. Before you say anything, Captain, we both very much want to be a part of your journey. I can offer you so much in this sector, Captain. Need a guide, supplies, contacts, and a cook? Oh, I haven't lived until you've tasted my... yeah. But more than that, Captain, I can be your morale officer. Keep those smiles bright as long as... on this long voyage home, I have a feeling you'll need that. And Kess, what about you? What do you have to go... what do you bring to the table, Kess? Yeah, she will be our nurse, in a sense. Alright, looks like we stirred up a little trouble. So, a sudden distress call reveals Voyager's victory over Jabba and sparked a mass escape from the Kazon slave camp. Janeway wastes no time ordering the desperate survivors to be beamed aboard, and he looks surprised to find another Talaxian who was captured while exploring the Akampa landscape. Yeah, he's going to be who we have when Neelix goes unavailable for a little bit. Alright, everyone, listen up. Here we go. Let's stand strong as one crew, defend ourselves. We are alone in the uncharted part of the galaxy, facing unknown threats. But we will not cower. We will stand together as one crew, armed and ready to fight for our survival. As the only Starfleet vessel in the Delta Quadrant, we will continue to chart new territories and unravel the secrets of the region. But our objective is to return home. 75 years is unacceptable. We will innovate. We will seek out shortcuts and new technologies. We will forge alliances and confront those who stand in our path. We will adapt. We will prevail. We will not rest until we reach home. And yes, Lieutenant Paris is now our flight control officer. Oh boy, I imagine being a captain one day. Shut up, Harry. But I will, if I can promote Harry, oh, I will. Very well, gentlemen, as your first official act in your new position, Lieutenant Paris, set a course. We're flying home. Alright, let's go ahead and stay here just for the moment. We have 50 places that we need to rebuild and do. But that will do it for this one. We're going to probably try to do maybe a sector an episode. They'll be a little bit long episodes, but... or I'm sorry, a system or sector. Yeah. That was the first one. Baby's first introduction to this. And we are back in Star Trek Voyager, hopefully being able to make it further than we did next time. So until next time, everyone, we'll see ya.